I'm joined with Tim Warman from Fuerte Metals. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So Tim, here we are at a precious metals conference, Beaver Creek 2024. We got gold hitting all-time highs today, but there doesn't seem to be that much excitement. I think it's because we're talking to equities, companies, stocks, and we haven't seen capital flow in. You've been around for a while, formerly CEO of, was it Fiore Gold?
Fiore Gold.
So I'm curious here, what's your assessment of what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking with someone about, what it was like back in 2006, 2007 when I was at Aurelian and we just discovered Fruta del Norte and, the world was going crazy and everybody loved mining stocks. And now you look around today and it's more challenging. And one of the things that I think companies need, and this has been a common theme lately, is that you need sponsorship. You need somebody there who's kind of backing the company, whether it's a Lundin or a Frank Justra or an Eric Sprott
or a Pierre Lassonde.
Or a Pierre Lassonde, as in our case. And actually we have Ross Beatty as well as a shareholder. So, I think those companies are going to succeed, but other companies may struggle.
So it's the first time we've met or even had anybody from Fuerte Metals on. What's the high-level overview of the company?
So high level, we just actually formed Fuerte by merging a public company called Atacama Copper. We have projects in Chile, some really, really interesting copper porphyry targets surrounded by Teck and Newmont, with a private company that came out of Trinity Capital, which is basically Pierre Lassonde's merchant bank. And it was a project that had been put together by a former SVP exploration at Goldcorp, a guy named Charlie Roncos, a very well-known geologist. And he picked up some Goldcorp assets when he left Goldcorp in Mexico. And they'd been drilling them privately, so we had supported by a major strategic investor. It had Pierre Lassonde funding it, we had Trinity guys funding it. But they wanted to go public, so we put it together with our company. We launched that in February, and we raised $12 million. And now we're drilling like mad in Mexico and proving up a really big, high-grade underground polymetallic system there. And we're going to be hopefully drilling in the next few 6 months in Chile on these big copper porphyry targets. So.
Cristina notably has an open pit resource. Is there an opportunity to go underground here?
Yeah, in fact, the project really makes more sense as an underground mine. These are a series of big, chunky, 10-meter wide vertical veins with high-grade chutes within them. The open pit resource was done just prior to us doing this transaction, just to kind of put a quick and dirty pin in what might be there. But it really doesn't make sense as an open pit project. And of course, in Mexico right now, that's not really a favorable option. So fortunately, we're in a system that really does make sense for underground mining. We're drilling off these high-grade chutes. We're getting some very nice, thick intercepts of high-grade that are perfectly amenable to underground mining, and that's really the place we're going with this.
Okay, so you came from Fiore, which aimed to be a mid-producer.
Yeah.
What's the goal with Fuerte?
So, you can see who our backers are, and they're not there to just fund a little Explorco. We're looking to become a producer. We're looking to acquire producing assets. One of the great things about Fiore Gold was, we bought an asset in 2017 for $5 million out of bankruptcy. We raised 17 million Canadian to buy it. And then we operated that mine for 5 years, sold the company to Calibre for $170 million. And in that 5-year period, we never issued another share. We never had to go back to the market to raise money. And so our shareholders were completely undiluted for that rise up to that $170 million sale. So we like that model. We want to go back, get a producing asset, generate cash flow so we can avoid dilution.
What does the share structure look like?
It's super clean, simple share structure. We have about 61 million shares outstanding. There's a few broker warrants. There's some options and RSUs for the management and the directors, and that's it. So fully diluted, it's only 66 million shares. We did a straight share deal on our financing with no warrants, and it keeps the share structure compact. And then, in terms of ownership, Pierre Lassonde and Trinity Capital own about 30% of the company. We've got a corporate strategic that owns about 8.5%. Management's about 12%, and then the rest is institutions and high net worth people.
Okay, if anybody in our audience is watching this and saying, I want to add the company to my watch list, what are they looking out for over the next year?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of news flow coming out. So we were drilling, we drilled about 20 holes from March through till about June. We took a short break in July and August in Mexico. That's when the hurricanes come through and it gets a bit wet to drill. But we're back in there now. And we'll be drilling. We've got another 15,000 meters to drill between now and kind of next June, July. and then we'll be putting out a resource estimate. And we typically, labs in Mexico are really quick right now, so we typically put out about 5 holes a month. So every month we've got regular news flow. And then we should have some news flow coming out of Chile as well. We're finishing up some geophysical surveys down there. As soon as the snow melts, because it's obviously coming into spring in Chile, we'll go in and finish that up. And then we've got drill targets, and then hopefully we'll get moving on to drilling those projects over the Chilean summer, which is our winter.
Well, Tim, thanks for hopping on here, and hopefully we can chat when we start to see some of the drill results come in.
Awesome, that'd be great.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.